Welcome to Minute Maths. This video contains exam-style practice questions for the algebra topics of collecting like terms, simplifying, substitution, and solving equations. Firstly, we'll start with questions on collecting like terms. For a refresher on this topic, see our video linked above and in the description below. Let's look at this first question. We are given 4 sub-questions to answer. These sorts of questions are usually worth 1 mark each. Question 1 asks us to simplify the expression b plus b plus b plus b. Here we have 4 lots of b's, which can also be written as 4b. This is now in its simplest form. The second question asks us to simplify a multiplied by itself 4 times. When we multiply a term by itself, we can use indices to show this in a simpler form. As we are multiplying a by itself 4 times, we can simply write a to the power of 4. For question 3, we are asked to simplify 7j plus 9j. These terms are the same. Because the variables are both j, we can simply add these 2 terms together. We have 7 lots of j, plus 9 lots of j, so in total we have 16 lots of j. We can write this as 16j in its simplest form. Question 4 asks us to multiply 5t by 3r. Even though these are not like terms, as the variables t and r are different, we can still multiply these together. Firstly, multiply the coefficients together, giving us 15. Multiplying t by r means we have t lots of r, which can be written as tr. We therefore have 15 lots of tr. We have successfully simplified all of the expressions. Let's have a go at another set of questions. For question 1, notice there is a subtraction at the end of the expression. So we have 3 lots of g minus 1g. This leaves us with 2g. The second question asks us to multiply 2 lots of c by 3. For this, we can simply multiply the coefficients together and make sure we include the c. Essentially, we have 3 lots of 2c, so we have 6c. For question 3, notice we have 2 different terms here, and because this involves addition, we cannot add 2 different terms together. So, we should collect the like terms and deal with them individually. We can collect 3b and b together. Adding them gives us 4b. Then we can collect the n terms together, including the signs, giving us 5 lots of n. This expression is now in its simplest form. The fourth question asks us to add 2 terms together. However, these terms are not like terms and therefore can't be added together. So, this expression is already in its simplest form. These next set of questions are slightly trickier. Be mindful of the first question, as there is a subtraction. As all the terms are the same, we can simply add the first 2 terms and subtract the last. In the second question, there are 3 different types of terms: y, z, and yz. Let's gather the like terms and simplify any that we can. Now all the terms that are remaining are different. We cannot add or subtract terms that are not like terms. Therefore this expression is now in its simplest form. For the third question, we are asked to add up 3 lots of h squared. The term h squared will remain the same. Therefore, we have 3h squared. Finally, question 4 contains 2 different types of terms: d and d squared. Although both of these contain the variable d, they are not classed as like terms as they have different powers. So we cannot add or subtract a term in d to a term in d squared. To simplify this, we can collect the like terms. This part of the video will focus on questions about substitution. If you need to revise this topic, Click the link above or see the description below. This first question asks us to evaluate the expression 4x plus 2, using different values for x. For part 1, we need to replace the variable x with 2 in the expression. We can then calculate the multiplication part of the question first. This leaves us with 8 plus 2. Therefore, the expression evaluates to 10. We do the same process for each of the other values, replacing x with the value in the question. Then, performing the multiplication followed by the addition. For this question, we are given an equation. H equals 6k plus 4j. The first part of the question asks us to find the value of h when k is 2 and j is minus 5. We need to rewrite the equation with 2 in place of k, and minus 5 in place of j. We can then perform the multiplications, leaving us with 12 plus minus 20. If you need a refresher on the sign rules, check out the video linked above. Once we have performed the addition, we know that h is equal to minus 8. The second part of the question requires us to find the value of j. We are given values for k, as well as h. Firstly, rewrite the equation with the values substituted. We can perform the multiplication to simplify the equation. We now need to rearrange the equation in order to get the unknown variable j on its own. Firstly, we can take 4.2 away from both sides of the equation. This tells us that 20.8 is equal to 4 lots of j. To find out what 1j is equal to, we can divide 20.8 by 4, giving us an answer of 5.2. This is an example of a wordier question, with the formula provided representing the cost to hire a van. The formula tells us that it costs £60 per day plus a standard fee of £32 added to the total. The first part of the question asks us to calculate the cost of hiring the van for 4 days. So we can rewrite the formula with the number 4 replacing the letter D, for days. We can then calculate what C equals, hence finding the cost. The second part of the question provides us with a value for C, £452. We can substitute this into the formula. We need to find out what D equals, and therefore, get D on its own on one side of the equation. We can firstly take away 32 from both sides. Then we can divide both sides by 60 to find out how many days we can rent the van for. This final example is similar to the first question, except this expression is a little more complex as there are 2 instances of the variable y. For the first part of the question, replace the y variables with the number 3. We can then simplify the expression until we are left with the answer. We can repeat this process for the other 3 parts of the question. Notice here that the answer is a recurring decimal. It is also acceptable to leave your answer in fraction form unless the question specifies otherwise.
Finally, we will go through questions on solving equations.
For a refresher on solving equations, see our algebra video linked above and in the description. Let's look at this first set of questions. For question 1, we can add 4 to both sides of the equation to get rid of the minus 4, as we need to get y on its own side of the equals sign. We are left with y equals 11, which has solved the equation. For question 2, t has been divided by 4. So, we need to multiply both sides by 4, to cancel out the division and leave t on its own. For question 3 we are told that 7 lots of j equals 56, so we need to find out what 1j would equal. To do this we divide both sides by 7, so we are left with 1j. For the final part, we can add 6 to both sides of the equation. The next set of questions are slightly more difficult. The first question requires us to make more than one step to get the variable g on its own. Firstly, we can take away 8 from both sides of the equation. We are then left with an equation which tells us that 2 lots of g equals minus 5. Therefore, 1g is half of minus 5. For the second question, we need to firstly find out what 2c equals. So, we can multiply both sides by 5 to get rid of the division. We then divide by 2 to find out what 1c equals. Question 3 is a bit different. We are told if we add up 3 lots of n we get 15. So, we need to simplify then solve. If 3n equals 15, then we can divide 15 by 3 to find out what 1n equals. Question 4 also requires us to make more than one step to get d on its own. Firstly, if we take away 18 from both sides, we can see what 7 lots of d equals. Now we can divide 56 by 7 to find out what d equals. The final set of questions involves slightly more complicated calculations to solve. With question 1 there are 2 ways we can solve this. We can either expand the brackets or rearrange. Let's look at how we can rearrange this equation before solving. Firstly, we can remove the 5 outside of the brackets by dividing both sides by 5. We can then add 3 to each side to cancel out the minus 3 and get f on its own. For question 2, let's see how we can solve this by using the expanding brackets method. Firstly, we should multiply each term in the brackets by 4, to get rid of the brackets. We only do this to the side with the brackets. Then we can add 8 to both sides, leaving us with the equation 20w equals 56. Finally, we can divide both sides by 20. For the third question, we need to rearrange the equation to get all terms in h on one side and all the constant terms on the other side. Firstly, let's move 2h to the other side of the equals sign, remembering to change the sign from a plus to a minus. We can then move the 3 to the right side, making it a minus 3. Finally, we can simplify and solve. The final question involves a power. But firstly we should get rid of the 5, by taking away 5 from both sides of the equation. We are then left with the equation d squared equals 25. We then take the square root of both sides to find out what d equals. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your exams.